You have been chronically ill and you've actually been in and out of the hospital for years and you've been extremely ill, and you explain to people how bad it actually is. Like, you explain how badly you got treated, how you had people trying to throw you into a nursing home, how you had people almost kill you constantly, how you had people just giving you random medications and putting you on random medications, how you had people try to sabotage you, try to hurt you, try to manipulate you, hurt you very badly, literally take your life away, deny you basic human rights. When you explain this stuff to people, a lot of people are like, it's not that bad. It is that bad. It's actually much worse. And I can tell you, I was bedridden for 4 years. I was in and out of the hospital. And I have seen this in almost every healthcare system. There is a dangerous collective narcissism in healthcare, and I have worked in it. I have worked as a medic in healthcare and experienced my own collective narcissism within the people that I was working with. And part of this starts with our healthcare system being a for-profit system. Part of it's human nature, but part of it is our healthcare system being a for-profit healthcare system. And at times, every time, I was denied basic care because I didn't have insurance at certain points, or my insurance was struggling. I couldn't work. I was literally dying. I was on my deathbed. And I had doctors hovering over me. They said things are just like this. This is just how it's going to be. You know what I mean? You can't get the health care you need. You know what I mean? You're just going to have to go home and lay in bed and take this and die. Literally, that was pretty much it. And I was denied over and over again because of insurance. I was denied over and over again because our healthcare system is just crap, literally. And I'm telling you, I was literally crying and dying every single day for 4 or 5 years straight. And no one was helping me. No doctor was helping me. No people were helping me in healthcare. Everything was I was just dying and decaying. Literally. And every time I tried to get help, I was literally thrown in a hole. I was put against the wall, and I was told that I was going to get thrown into a nursing home. Literally, I had these constant nursing home threats. All these threats from doctors and healthcare people. And just tons of stuff. Just tons of traumatic, dying experiences. And just denied basic care for life-threatening things at times, like a pulmonary embolism. I was literally denied care for that. I literally had a doctor tell me that my pulmonary embolism was not real then I almost died from it a couple days later. And I had this happen to me like hundreds of times for things, literally. And we can sit there, like, people will sit there, majority of people will sit there and they'll say, oh, I'm just blessed for healthcare and for the help. I ain't saying that no more. I'm be honest with you. Like, I'm glad for some people that have been great in my healthcare stuff, but for the majority, 99%, I am not happy. I am so glad that I'm doing well enough to not be in the hospital and not needing constant care. And I can tell you, you really don't want to fucking be in that position. It's really not a fun place to be, to have people hovering over you, telling you that you're nothing and that you need to be in a nursing home constantly. I'm telling you, literally, they will do that. It's actually that bad. You think that it's not that bad, but it really is. It really is. You wonder why people are killing themselves. You wonder why people are doing certain things when they're chronically ill, or they can't deal with things, whatever, blah, blah, blah. There is no healthcare system. It is a for-profit system. There's an emergency care system. There's a surgery system to a certain degree. And we're giving a lot of people surgeries for things they don't need sometimes. But look, we are in a for-profit healthcare system for the most part in the U.S. And until it calms down, I'm not saying that, Canada has a better healthcare system than we do, but it has flaws in its own way. But until it stops being a for-profit system, you are going to see people dying left and right and complaining and literally I was literally begging for healthcare, and I was denied it constantly, literally, until I got to the point where I was literally just like okay with dying and just doing my own physical therapy on myself and doing my own treatment on myself. That was the only time I got well. I started getting well. No one helped me. Not a single person. There was one doctor that actually listened to me, but I had to literally threaten her license and threaten to report her. And she knew that I had the ability to do so, and she knew eventually I was going to get well and I would actually do it. So she did help me in the end there, and she did help me a little bit. She helped me stand up out of my hospital bed. She sent a physical therapist in a couple days a week when I was in there for a week and a half or so. And that started me on it. That started me on my recovery. So I'm blessed for that. But I literally had to threaten her medical license for this. You have to listen to this. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for her. I'm grateful that she eventually did budge, but a lot of people did not. And I reported their license. I reported the stuff they ended up practicing somewhere else. So many of them were residents. So much stuff is done under the closet of residency. And so many things are just deadly. Like, you think that you're going to go into the hospital and get better if you're really bedridden? You're probably going to get worse. Literally, like, the hospital is possibly the most dangerous place for you if you were struggling with a chronic illness. I am so sorry. I don't care what anyone says. That is my belief. I have dealt with it hundreds, if not 1,000 times now. I have been treated so badly to the point where I was dying from people's treatment. I have been misdiagnosed. I have been drugged with the worst drugs. I have been given other patients' medications that nearly killed me, and then they flushed it under the rug. So many things that I can't even like write it down. It's literally so many things that I can't even go after one person or two people. It's just massive, hundreds of people when I was in the system. You don't realize what you're going up against when you become ill. When you become ill, you don't realize what you're really coming up against. It's really, really dangerous. If you don't have a family that's constantly just sitting there pinpicking every single thing, you're fucked. Like, you're literally fucked. Like, and you have to get within yourself to overcome things. I still have my disease, but I've overcome a significant amount of it, right? Undeniably, our healthcare system is a shit fest. I don't care what anybody fucking says.